Is going on, everybody? Ooh, let's push that up just a little bit. Hello, good morning. Looks like we made it just in time for maintenance or the maintenance warning. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to take care of something real quick. But once again, Happy New Year to folks. This is only my second live stream of the new year. I know we're already January 10th, so let me go ahead. Okay, now we're good. So, welcome. This is exciting. I believe my video for the 5 biggest takeaways from the town hall went live recently as well. So lots of exciting stuff happening in the world of Splinterlands, in the world of Web3 gaming. I feel so behind, and yeah, it's been a crazy start to the new year. I will say that. So Rift Summoner's in the house. Oh, so this is perfect. So Rift Summoner, I believe you sent me an email. I promise I saw it. I will respond. And exactly what I'm saying right now, I just feel so freaking behind on everything. So to me, it's funny because like I felt like up until this past weekend where I had a family member in Chicago who got married, it's like everything that was 2022 is now finally done. So I can finally start 2023 because it's just like the holidays and back and forth to Chicago for this wedding, getting prepped, all the stuff. Now it's done. And I'm like, I look forward and I'm just like, ooh, 2023. It's so open, so ripe with potential. I love it. And so I needed to catch up on some sleep. I needed to spend some time with some family most of yesterday. But today and this upcoming weekend, the rest of this week and this upcoming weekend, I'm excited to just literally dig down, dig deep, like bear down, whatever you want to call it, and catch up on a bunch of stuff. And responding to your email is one of those things on the list. So I appreciate the patience for everyone. I know slow content, lack of content, but there's been a lot of cool stuff that is seemingly in the works for Splinterlands and for a lot of the games that I do cover here on the channel. And I would love to cover more games, not because I hate Splinterlands, but because I want to just expand the reach. I want to expand my interest. This is all just a pet project for me. This is just fun, and the more fun I have, the better. The more fun I have, the more successful this channel will be in my eyes. So, good morning, Andrew Johnson. Good to see you. Virus in the house. Let's go. Games World NFT Gaming. Hello, what is going on? Crazy Kamikaze. Oh, you just bought a plot of land. Congratulations. You have now joined the Landlord Club. It is good to see you here. Javi Santos, hey. Same sentiment. Yeah. It was a weird kind of like carryover for me because it's just like 3 weeks in a row you had actually even going back, so I know people in other parts of the world don't celebrate Thanksgiving, right? So that's mainly a US holiday. I think Canada does, but their Thanksgiving is in like October, but it's just like the last weekend of November is like the start of the holiday season for at least me here in the US, because it's like everything excuse me, oh my gosh, everything just slows down. And for me, it was like literally 3 back and forth trips to Chicago in a span of 6 weeks, because it was like that. Then you had Christmas the second to last week, then you had New Year's, which I actually ended up coming back here for, because I'm like, I can't do like 4 weeks in Chicago. So and then this wedding for me this past week, which was kind of like the carryover into January, into 2023. So we are here, we are back, and I'm excited, guys. I'm full of hopium, even though last night's town hall, I'll admit, was a little disappointing, and we can talk about that if people feel the same. But it was not disappointing. Let me put it. It was disappointing in some ways. I think it was kind of like taking my feet, putting them back on the ground, and facing reality of the fact that like there's all this cool stuff coming for Splinterlands, but it's still going to take time for it to actually get here. And so what I'm focused now on is like, okay, what are the things that mean the most to me? When are the time frames that they have talked about? When are those time frames like actually attainable? And like, so for example, like what are the things that I would need to see them hit by the end of the month to feel a lot more confident in what's coming? So I've been thinking through that. Obviously, I want to see more of. I want to see Land Phase 1. If they cannot get that out in January, that's going to be really disappointing. And now they've really pushed it to the edge because I believe there's 3 releases left. 3 releases before we get Land Phase 1. Sorry, 3 releases with the last of which being Land Phase 1. They said that they wanted to do some market functionality. That's not going live today. They wanted to do some kind of like map enhancements. Obviously, that's not going live today either, but that I think that will come afterwards. And then they'll give us Land Phase 1. So part of me thinks that even though we have 3 consecutive weeks, I highly doubt we're going to get 3 consecutive major land releases. So this is now going to get pushed into February, which is disappointing, considering just how late everything around it is. But we can move on from that. All right. So Dice 12, what is going on? Hello. Oh, you said good morning. Dude, you can never say good morning. It's supposed to be hello, crypto boys and ghouls. There we go. All right. That's all I got for you today. Morning. Just started up on STEPN. Nice. JB, let me know what you think. I still do it every day except when I'm traveling, because who wants to walk around in the freezing cold of Chicago? Yeah, I'm actually planning to go for my run. I was trying to go this morning, but I just needed to sleep in. It just ended up being one of those like crashes, hangovers from a crazy weekend. So I'm excited for you. Let me know how it goes. I think STEPN is going to be one of those projects that the team is really the community is really upset with the team, and I somewhat share that sentiment. But the thing is, they landed on a gold mine, in my opinion, and they have so much of a head start compared to a lot of other projects. They have so much of a head start. They have so much brand kind of like awareness that it's going to be one of those things where they kind of just need to survive. And I do wonder if they can get to a point where, I don't know that something I don't know that GST will ever necessarily recover, but I am excited to see what they look like on the other side of a bear market. So at this point in time, it's much easier to get in. I think I bought my first sneaker for $400. They're going for like what, 30 now, maybe $40. So it's like significantly less. And at the end of the day, like the ROI for me was just getting out and being healthy. Like I like being able to earn it, even though it's just a tiny amount, right? And I already made the investment in, so I don't get caught up in that. So in the ROI, whatever. I just like the fact that when I go out, I can earn a couple cents, couple bucks, whatever it ends up like adding up over the course of a week. And I just go and buy Bitcoin with it. It feels like I'm farming Bitcoin with my legs and my body, and I'm getting healthier. Does it make sense? Or sorry, not farming, mining Bitcoin with my body and my legs. So yeah, it feels nice. And I'm enjoying it for what it is. So how about them bad news bears? Actually, wait, no, we should be celebrating. You know what, Tails? It is it is so much easier to cheer for them to lose than it is to cheer for them to win. And Lovie Smith here with Houston going for that 2-point conversion, dude. He's still a Chicago Bear at heart, man. Giving us the number 1 pick. I love it. Actually, I don't know if you're referring to something else. The last thing I saw was on Sunday when we lost that game. So hopefully, God, what a terrible season. What a phenomenal season for Justin Fields to break out in a terrible macro Bears season. But I'm excited to see what he can do next year if we can get him some talent. Aaron Kennedy in the house. Good morning. So JB, I got my first for less than $20. See, now I'm thinking that in order for me to get new or more energy, that I need to grab like 6 more sneakers or something like that. But I'm thinking about it, because then I can run for 40 minutes, whatever it ends up being, and earn a little bit more. But I would need to spend another 120, and I don't know if I feel like it. We'll see. But yeah, I went for the minimum, which was 3, because then you get that full like 20 minutes, I think. So it's not bad. Luke Nowak, what is going on? Hey. I don't know why I always say that whenever I see hey, but that's your fault, guys, for all the people who put hey 3 times. Unless you want me to actually, fine. I'll have that reaction every single time. All right. Hello, smash them button likes. All right. Thank you so much, Clevin. Really appreciate you. He gave us a gift and got fired for it. Oh, I didn't even see that he got fired. My like everything was off yesterday. I was hanging with my son the entire day, and it was awesome. And I literally like turned all of my notification stuff off until the town hall, and then I listened to the town hall, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like getting sleepy and falling asleep. It was only 7 p.m. for me, but by the end of the town hall, which was like 9 p.m., I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just not about the town hall, but I was like, you know what? I always find some dumb reason to stay awake until super late. So tonight, I'm just not going to fight it. I like town hall ended. I had my notes and I was like, I'm just going to go through these in the morning, and I'm going to get my ass to bed because I'm so exhausted. Like, did not get enough sleep over the weekend, did not get enough sleep the night before. So I feel much better now. I'm hoping to get out to the gym and for a run right after this, and then get started working on a bunch of stuff. And then I guess I'll have another stream tonight. So I'm just having fun with you guys. I missed you guys. I forgot, like, January 3rd, the first live stream that I did for the new year. It feels so long ago. And it was Darkest Night on that. I think Darkest Night might have even been on that. It's just been a long week, but I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back into a routine because I ate too many cupcakes this weekend for the wedding. And for those in the Filipino community out there, this was or at least partially Filipino wedding. So there were ube cupcakes, right? So I don't really care about cupcakes in general, but there were ube cupcakes. And it's like, I'm not going to have ube cupcakes all the time. In fact, I'm going to have them very, very few times in my life, if at all. So yes, I did go to town on some ube cupcakes, and they were delicious, and they were worth every roll of fat on the hips that I will now have to work out as my resolution for the rest of 2023. All right. Virus is saying, pretty happy being a Lions fan, even if we didn't make the playoffs. You know, you guys beat the Packers, right? All I wanted was to see the Lions beat the Packers in week 18 or whatever it was, to make sure the Packers weren't going to get in. And I know because the Seahawks won, it was like winning in for them. But just the fact that the Lions beat the Packers, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for Lions fans. I'm so happy at the sadness of Packers fans. So go Lions. I wouldn't see. Here's the thing, Virus. Like, if there was ever going to be another team in the NFC North that I would cheer for, it would be the Lions. I don't have anything against the Vikings, but I do have an affinity for the Lions, and now even more so because I know you're a Lions fan. But the Lions have just traditionally been so bad that I would love to see the people of Detroit get a win. Again, if it's Bears versus Lions, obviously I'm always going to go Bears. But I wish the Lions had a chance to make it in. I was hoping they would win and the Seahawks would lose, and that we get to see the Lions get in and maybe tear some things up. But there's always next season. But I would say be careful because I'm excited to see what Justin Fields can do if he gets some proper support. All right. So Aaron Kennedy, sorry if I missed the feelings in the town hall. So I did a full video for this, which I think posted right before this. I scheduled it, and then I forgot what time I scheduled it for, and then just did the live stream at the same time, I think. So sorry if I missed the feelings on the town hall. All right, I'll give you the quick and dirty, and you can go there, or we can talk about it here. I'm not trying to pump up my other videos, but I do go into more detail a lot there. So here's my 5 biggest takeaways. I can't share the screen, but they got 2 new rule sets, which is exciting. Aimless and Ferocity, which is all monsters get Scattershot, and Ferocity is all monsters get Spreading, or all monsters get Fury. Gladiator tournaments are going live in this update today. The thing is, it's not like I can't just go and make a Gladiator tournament. No random person, and I include myself in that, can just go make a Gladiator tournament. So there's a whitelist. I need to talk to Weirdbeard to see how I can get on this whitelist, because I would love to start doing some Gladiator tournaments for just us here. So that's going live today. Number 3 was Aggie talked about the time between sets and pack burning. Somebody asked him directly if there will be a confirmed 3 months. He couldn't confirm that. I think a lot of that is still up in the air, but Matt has said it too. So if they're on the same page, they do want some time. So I would assume that with the final sale or burn of Chaos Legion slated for March 31st. We won't see Rebellion until probably July at the earliest. Number 4. Oh, there's a new ability that was teased for the Soulbound Reward cards, which is the Martyr ability, and that is the inverse, from my understanding, the inverse of Bloodlust, where when this specific card dies in battle, all of the other cards get some kind of boost in something. So that could be cool. And then there was a really long conversation. We could probably talk about it here, but a really long conversation between Weirdbeard and Aggie about no bots in tournaments. And they kind of went deep into bot management. Again, not bot farm management, but just like, how do you manage accounts to ensure, or, the ecosystem to ensure, sorry, not the ecosystem. This is no bots in tournaments, right? So how do you manage the tournament sphere to ensure that there's no bots? Who's going to be the arbiter of that? I thought it was a good conversation. It was definitely disappointing and frustrating at times, but I very much understand where Aggie and Matt come from. I think let's put it this way. Now, again, I went into more detail in the video, but their whole thing is they want to create a decentralized game. I respect that. I think it's awesome. When it comes to tournaments are something different. I think they should be treated differently. Now the question then becomes of how do you manage it? Who's going to manage it? Who's going to decide? And are we all going to be okay with that? And I think for them, they just have so much on their plates. When I say them, the team has so much on their plates that when they look at this and they're like, wait, so we'd have to assign more work to one of our team members, or we'd have to bring in another team member to manage this. That doesn't sound like something we want to do. So which is why I think they're pushing it out onto the community. And again, you can feel it however you want about that, but like I said, I kind of understand when you're strapped for resources, that's just what it is. So those are the 5 biggest things, and then there's a bunch of bonus stuff, which, like I said, we can get into if you want. Luthians in the house, what's up? Well, that just explained it. Oh, oops. I thought they sounded a bit desperate in the town hall talking about last chance to get your packs. Yeah, when I heard Aggie be like, oh yeah, we're under 18%, blah blah blah, I was like, oh, he's gonna get into bull mode soon. He's gonna get into FOMO mode soon, which now, like, my little alarm bell goes off, like ding ding ding. Okay, don't buy. Don't buy anything, because if there's hype in FOMO, now is the time to sell. So we'll see how it goes. Aga Prime, what's going on, man? So good to see you. I think Aggie misconstrued what you asked about DEC for Rift Watchers. Probably. He was just. Here's the thing. I want them to do something for Rift Watchers. Like, it's the proposal failed. It failed in November, and here we are in mid-January, and nothing's been done. Like, I agree that something should be done, and I feel like the moment that failed in for SPS Rift Watchers for DEC at peg value, so 5,000. I felt like, okay, well, you don't like that, so let's just do the kind of like a step up from that, which is, let's go ahead and do DEC at peg price, right? Because all of those sales would have locked up a ton of DEC over the past 2 months. So it's just frustrating, the lack of action. And I don't understand why, because I would have voted in a heartbeat, and I would have been here telling everybody to vote in a heartbeat, right? Not that I can tell you guys what to do, but I can tell you what to think about. And it's something that I think is it's something that would have been an easy win, right? Just to start scooping up DEC and taking it off. And I know the only argument against that is we want SPS in the DAO. Great, that's fine. Like, I don't mind us diversifying, and we can have a difference of opinion, but I do feel like we definitely could have gotten quite a few more people on board and made that proposal pass. But now he's talking about like 6,000 DEC, and then you'd have to change it again when we get closer to peg. Like just make it so that it's $5 worth of DEC, right? I don't know. It's frustrating. Luthien, did you see the Gala pump? I did. I got super lucky and bought a few $1,000s of Gala. Nice. The day before it pumped, I just sold some and took profits, which wasn't easy to do. Yeah, I wanted to get in on Gala. I mean, you've been telling me about it for a while. I thought about buying yesterday, and then I saw it was up like 70%, and I was like, oh, look at me. I've learned when I see something up 70%, nah, it's okay. There'll be other opportunities. I do want to talk about, and I was like thinking about a video idea for this, because Darkest Night called me Oh, literally on Sunday night when I was on my way back, I was driving back from the airport. We had a nice long conversation, and we were talking about this. And it's just the idea that like I think back to 2021 with Axie, and I'm wondering what the chances are that we could see a sideways market for Bitcoin for maybe most of 2023, and a pump in other areas like metaverse or gaming or something. And it's not going to be a bull market, but it would be a significant rally. And the narrative, like I said, I want to do a proper video on this, but to give you guys a little preview, like narratives are just that. It's just narratives. But what is the narrative that has been peddled around the most when it comes to gaming, right? Gaming is recession proof. And I'm not talking about crypto gaming, but gaming itself is recession proof, right? People buy games when the market's doing well, and when the market's not doing well, I'm talking about the broader market, people don't want to spend money doing other things. So they'll buy a video game, or they'll spend money on video games, and they'll stay home and they'll save. So, and that'll be their form of entertainment. So this idea that the narrative around gaming, it being recession proof, is an interesting one. And I think that something like that could potentially catch fire for a lot of these projects that are down right now, big, right? Somebody just got into STEPN. A lot of people are getting into Splinterlands right now. I mean, not as many are leaving, right? But there's a lot of games out there that look interesting, right? Even Darkest Night. Sorry, Darkest Night. I'm gonna reveal a little bit here, so you can tell me. I'm just gonna apologize. I'll apologize on the front end, but like he just told me, if you heard him talk about Illuvium, for example, on the channel, it's a sore topic for him because he bought it at the top. But what did he do? Oh, he saw the Gala pump and he's like, yeah, I'm going to buy a couple more Illuvium because it's down like 90 something percent. So again, just it's interesting to see. And I don't know what 2023 can bring. I don't think 2023 is going to be a massive bull run, but I do think that there could be rallies in specific sectors, right? So I forgot what it was in 2019, but 2020 was DeFi summer. Everybody talks about DeFi summer. And so like Bitcoin was doing well. It rallied in the summer. Again, not above its all-time high, right? We were still well below 20K at that point, but a bunch of these DeFi projects just popped off. And so here's the thing. Here's what gets me worried is Gala might do it. Axie might do it. Some other new game might do it. This is why it is so important for me. Right. This is why it's so important for me that the team is taking action. And everybody who's like, oh, let the markets market, we'll eat up DEC eventually. No. You want people to look at this project. It needs, especially when things are pumping, it needs to be something that doesn't have as much baggage associated with it. Right now, SPS is down 90 something percent, right? 90, 95, 96, 98% maybe even from its all-time high. And DEC, its supposed stablecoin, is struggling to keep half of its value, right? Or 60% of its value. Anybody who's looking at a project between that and some new shiny thing that has no baggage and all hype and promise that we don't know if it's going to deliver, it's a toss-up. It is a toss-up. Somebody's going to look at it and be like, yeah, okay, Splinterlands has been around for a while, but their tokenomics are garbage, right? Like they can't, they're struggling. Everything's down. Like, why would I want to get in on that? There's a new project here that has all this hype, all this promise, all this potential. What do you think popped off during the bull run last year? Illuvium, Sandbox, like all these things that didn't have anything delivered. So there's a limited amount of money that's going to come into the space, especially in a bear market. So you need to have all your ducks assigned. We cannot wait for land to save us, because land will not save us. By the time land saves us, we would have already drowned, and whatever rally we're waiting for would probably be over. And sure, you might say, well, there'll be a bull market after the Bitcoin halving 2024, 2025. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But why miss out on something now? It's not market manipulation. It's adjusting the tokenomics to. I'm a little too passionate about this right now. I'm going to take a step back. But you can see, hopefully, that I'm excited. All right, so let's move on. But yes, I did see the Gala pump, and I'm getting behind. I'm getting behind on all the chat here. Whew. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. Town Hall is more like Aggie rant than Q&A. Yeah, I can definitely feel like that sometimes. I knew it. Luthien is a time lord. She traveled into the future and figured out when to invest. Ube is purple yam. Yes, it is. I love it. Save survival. That's time, lady. Thank you very much. Haha, JK. What did? Oh, time lord. Okay. Time lady. Yeah, thank you very much. Just one heart over here and no TARDIS, unfortunately. Okay, you're talking to him, so I'm gonna not look like an idiot. All right, I'm saving my dry powder for DECC. Smart move, Alex Bernard. Just keep on holding on, all right? What are your thoughts there, Luthien? Seems a little sus. The Mobile Studio Gala bot seems questionable at best. 20 million users, and they deleted the Rock Walrus collab tweet without comment. Interesting. I'm a big fan of Gala. I think the news is great. I didn't realize they deleted the tweet. It's possible they weren't supposed to say anything yet, or maybe somebody just wanted to pump and dump. Agreed. Time Lady, or maybe Time Dame, Time Countess. Ooh, Time Countess sounds interesting. It also sounds like a card. Like a card at the game. Dai says, I think Gala will be great if they can survive the initial onslaught of problems, bringing the non-crypto games into crypto. Hey, Crystal's in the house. What's going on, Crystal? Good to see you here. Status survival. Is YouTube working for you? Like, are you earning some money to buy cards? I'm curious because I got some cool vids coming out soon. I mean, YouTube is fine. Like, I make pennies, maybe $1 per day. All of that gets paid out to me, not in crypto, obviously. So it'll help me buy some cards. But you know, like I said, this is a pet project for me. So it's not about the money. It's about hanging out here and talking to you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, the money's nice, and I will use that to buy more Splinterlands assets. But let me know when you got some new vids coming out. Would love to point people in that direction and help support. Yeah, I forgot what the monetization thing is. It's like 4,000 hours and 1,000 subs. So if you need help with subs, you can definitely, and you're doing Splinterlands content, you can show your channel here, and hopefully some folks in this amazing community will go out and support you. So I don't buy Gala. I just participate in the competitions to get free Gala. Interesting. Where is Gala now? Can we check? Are we in maintenance yet? Let's see. I'm going to do one battle. Just one battle. Okay, here, ready? Oh, dude, I'm getting crushed. Oh, no. Wait, I don't know if I won or lost. Oh, now he's just going to eat me for breakfast. All right, so let's do Coin Gecko. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Boom, boom. All right, so Gala's down 10% on the day, right? Yeah, 24 hours. It's still up over 100% in the last 2 weeks. 140% in the past week. I mean, that's significant. The thing is, it's still down, almost 87% on the 1 year. But this is an interesting time to get in, right? And again, like I am not how do I explain this? I am no longer romantic about a lot of these projects and about altcoins in general. Like, you know, for me, my problem last year was I believed too much in Splinterlands, right? And I didn't see all the warning signs for the bear market. So the idea of like taking profit was something that it's a lesson learned. So like when Luthien talked about like, you know, take profit on the Gala pump, like that's great. For me, I was just trying to stack as much SPS. I even though I knew the tokenomics, even though I understood the tokenomics for DEC, I was selling out of DEC as fast as I could. You know, everything just got pummeled. So now it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to get into something because I think it's cool, if it pops off, I will definitely take profit. And that includes Splinterlands too, right? And in fact, I say this all the time. I'm actively taking profit on Splinterlands every single day. Louie's got to get some breakfast. Ooh, that's making me hungry. We're not even half an hour in. Gala scares me. I made a lot of profit off them in the past, but I'll be quite cautious going forward. SPAR Stoner, can you please let us know your reservations and hesitations on Gala? Just out of curiosity. So where are you buying your Bull Island? I was thinking Caribbean. I do not think that I will have enough to buy my own island. Plus, island just seems like a lot of maintenance. I'd rather just travel to an island for a long period of time. You know, like I treat islands like yachts. Remember, it's like it's better to have a friend with a boat. It's better to have a friend with a boat than actually own a boat. Dai saying, I wonder how GLX will perform since it's starting out with the same system as DEC SPS with a massive DEC supply at start. I think the tokenomics for GLX are primed for something awesome. Now, the only problem with GLX, and I don't know, I shouldn't frame this as a problem. Who was I talking to about this? I don't know if it was on stream or not. I think it might have been Darkest Night, but there's an inverse thing that's happening between Splinterlands and GLG, right? So Splinterlands has a fantastic game, but its tokenomics are just in the absolute gutter. And everything the team has tried so far to fix it has not necessarily worked. In fact, sometimes it's even backfired. The inverse is true for GLG, right? The tokenomics are pristine. There is no GLUSD, only GLX, right? And the GLX is not being distributed in massive amounts. Right now, we are set to get, what is that called? 3 billion over the next 5 years. Whereas GLX, until they start adding more projects, we're not going to get more GLX entering into the system. So the tokenomics for GLG are pristine at the moment. But do they have an addictive, playable, addictive, and kind of like awesome game in a sense, similar to Splinterlands, right? They have to prove themselves by providing a game. Now, I don't know what's harder, right? I don't know what's harder, but if you make a determination on what you think is easier to do, to have an awesome game and fix your tokenomics, or to have pristine tokenomics but have to build an awesome game, I don't know. It's a tough thing. I mean, you can potentially look at it and say, well, you kind of get rewarded for participating in just one of them. You get rewarded on both sides, right? So if you buy SPS and you believe that SPS can go up in the long run, or you're earning SPS by playing the game, investing in cards, earning that SPS is also going to get you some GLX, right? But if you're looking at this as a trade, again, this is not financial advice, so I'm not even going to go down that road. But I'm not telling you what to do, just give you something to think about. Game needs to be decent. Tokenomics alone won't pump the token. You know what's funny, Tails, is you'd be surprised, but I agree with you that tokenomics alone, I will put a little asterisk there. Tokenomics alone in a bear market won't pump the token. But in a bull market, people will look at it and be like, oh yeah, this thing has potential. Let me ape into it. First GLG Town Hall being set for the 20th doesn't necessarily bode well for Q1 release timing. I know. Unless this Town Hall is going to be like massive, where they're just going to drop tons of alpha. The thing is, people aren't realizing that we are so far behind. We were supposed to get GLX burning for GLUSD, I think in December. I think we were supposed to get liquidity pools for GLX back in November. And so I'm at this point not even expecting any news on GLG between now and the Town Hall. It's like a week and a half away. So, maybe they come out with like the end of presale 1. Actually, I'm curious. Have they given out all of the GLG? Or sorry. Okay, so for anybody following this, have they given out all the GLX for presale 1? Or am I missing something? Like, that should have been set out, right? Like, how much are people getting airdropped every day? How much of an airdrop are you getting from that 7.5 million? Because I'm wondering, that should have been set out like, okay, you're going to get X amount every day based on how many packs you hold, right? For this amount of days. I really have not been following. I'll need to take a closer look. Is anyone playing Doctor Who Worlds Apart? No, I am not. Sorry. And to embarrass myself even more, I have never watched a single episode of Doctor Who. Flaviano Ramos, what's going on? Hello. Oh, and here comes Luthien to reprimand me. After Sound, you should really watch Doctor Who. You know what's crazy? I will try my hardest. The thing is, I just missed the window of opportunity, to watch it. And actually, I barely watched anything during the holidays. That's usually when I try to catch up on a bunch of stuff. All right, so Tails is saying, and those are easy development pieces to complete as the team has already done all of that in SPL. Yeah, I wonder how much of the. See, here's the thing: if you think about it, we never got an update on GLG or GLX as a project after the layoffs in November. So I don't know how much of that team was gutted, right? I don't think, obviously the project isn't going anywhere, but I wonder how much of it is delayed. And that to me is the one that needs to be hit on time. Like it needs to come out in Q1 or Q2 at the very, very latest. Like you just can't be dropping a game like in the second half of the MLS season if you're expecting to release another card set for 2024 next year, or within sometime between now and next season. So I don't know. I feel like that's got to be something that they focus heavily on. So my favorite thing about GLG is most of my tokens were free. So if it fails, I'm out of nothing. Yeah, agreed, right? Like, so I've been actively taking profits every day from GLX. I love selling my GLX. I've been very open with you guys. It's 50-50 is what I'm doing. So, and I've secured quite a decent bag so far. Again, is that bag gonna buy an island for me? No, absolutely not. But the question then becomes is like, okay, well, if I was gonna take outside capital and actually deploy it into a project right now, right? If I believe in this kind of potential metaverse gaming pump that could happen in 2023, is GLG, or we'll just call it GLX, a token in a project that would get into the short list? And my answer is yes, right? I'm not saying that I'm doing it. I'm not even saying that I'm planning to do it. It's just, here we talk about, here's another perfect example, right? So I was just talking about why Splinterlands needs to get its act together from an ecosystem standpoint. Okay. If you were coming in brand new, where would you put your money? What token would you buy? They're both roughly at like 2 to 3 cents. SPS or GLX? I'll tell you right now that, I mean, my answer is biased because I already have a good amount of SPS, right? But the fact that I know, for example, that SPS isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere until DEC can get back to PEG, and there's more than 6 billion of them floating around in the ecosystem. It's not happening, right? I'm not putting any more money into Splinterlands. Again, hypothetically. And if I have to choose between that and GLG, GLG I'll take a flyer's chance on, right? Whether I'm aping into it or DCAing into it, I'd probably lean towards GLG. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because it doesn't have the baggage. So now think about both of these games existing on the Hive blockchain, and think about all of the hype on a brand new game, or a game that something like Illuvium, which again has baggage but didn't have anything deliver. Now, when you compare something like Illuvium, where it's just like, if the alpha looks good or the beta looks good, and people are like, yo, this project looks awesome, right? And it exists on a chain that I'm more comfortable with. I've never heard of Hive before. Yeah, like I can throw some capital into that. This is my fear of Splinterlands getting left behind. That's all it is. Because of the fact that they don't have their ish together. You're so bad. You need to watch Doctor Who. I have all of not all, but a good amount of my friends telling me the same. GLX, Airdrop, and Lux possibly the only two bright spots of 2022 in the Splinterverse. GLX, Airdrop is definitely up there. Lux is up there too. Would you not count the ranked rewards update as a bright spot? I'm not talking about the switch to SPS. I am talking about the... What am I thinking of here? I am talking about back in May, when they started this kind of shift towards, asset ownership required. But maybe that's something that's not a bright spot. It's just a It just it took them too long to do this. Like, this should have been implemented from the start, but it took them too long to do this. But Luthien, who's your doctor? That sounds like a very personal question. Never watched Doctor Who. My Ivan. Never watch my Who Ivan Heart Hurts. Uh-oh. I don't know what that means. So I shouldn't watch it. If you watch Doctor Who, you would have gotten the reference about the two hearts and the TARDIS. Ah, yeah. Okay. I quickly realized that I did not know what the heck you were talking about. Dice, don't ask me to choose. Top three: Capaldi, Matt Smith, and David Tennant. You know, I do. Okay, I really, really liked Matt Smith. He's the one who was in the new Game of Thrones spinoff, right? I thought he was fantastic in there, so I might want to watch just for that. I also think David Tennant's kind of cool, so maybe I'll watch just for that. Gala, I'm just afraid they launched so many new projects to fund the old. Sounds familiar, doesn't it, SPR Stoner? Where did all that money go? Where did all that money for GLX and for Tower Defense and actually Tower Defense? I guess that goes to the other studio. But how much of it was now paying for developers to work on land? 2023 Bull, let's go. The MLS project is or should be a separate team, just like Warner MLS. No, so the MLS project is a separate team. They had Don Gorgon, and they had Don Gorgon, and who was like kind of like managing it for them. But I mean, again, I don't know that this is what I'm saying. Like it is or was a separate team. I don't know if it got gutted at all. Actually, we can do some snooping around on. We can do some snooping around on what is this called? Discord. And I can see if there's any names that are no longer there, but I don't remember what I don't remember is the problem. So Aggie and Matt are still there. Genesis leaders are 16-bit, Chatter, Chiclet, Rondon. Genesis team members, Baltai, Heliax, Travel Girl. Yeah, see, I don't see Don Gorgon there anymore. Don Gorgon is not. See, here's the thing. Don Gorgon doesn't have the nice little green or red or whatever. He looks like just a regular. And his last message was on November 4th. So I'm assuming Don Gorgon, who was the lead on that project, is gone. Part of the collateral damage. Sorry, I know I'm not sharing my screen, but you can go into the the GLS Discord and see what I'm looking at. All right, you got support staff there. You got Baltai, Heliax, Travel Girl. Okay, they seem like. So I don't know who's leading this thing now. Genesis leader, it has 16-bit, Chatter, Chiclet, and Rondon. And I don't think any of them are like project managers. I don't. Maybe Chiclet is. I don't know. But the only Genesis leaders I see right now: 16-bit sales, Chatter, marketing, Rondon. Rondon is more like a. Probably falls under marketing if they end up doing a kind of like GLS TV, similar to Sloanos TV, and then I don't know, Chiclet does, so maybe. But that's actually huge. Wait, nobody talked about that, or maybe I missed it. But Don Gorgon does not look like he is there anymore. Don Gorgon. Nobody's even mentioned his name, so I don't think anybody realizes that he's gone. Interesting. Okay. David Tennant is amazing. I'll allow it. Ted Baker is the best. GLX. What are we talking about? I agree. If I absolutely had to choose, it would probably be Tennant. But I love them all in their own way. Gala is doing really well. Seems like people are scared of Gala, though. That it's all smoke and mirrors and hype. Not enough info about GLG gameplay to make a call in the future there. Yeah. I mean, that's another. Again, what if you're buying into GLG or GLX? You are buying into the Splinterlands resume of work, believing that they can do do something, positive with that. So yeah. Definitely every Doctor is unique. Looking for one Doctor Who stream. I don't know. You guys, do you want to do a stream where I just watch it live with you guys? I don't think they'd even allow that. My stream would get shut down so fast. I think Twitch had something like that. So Twitch had like with Amazon, you could do watch parties. Ooh, maybe we should do that. Actually, that would be kind of fun. I mean, I'm not saying for Doctor Who, but it's like if I'm gonna watch something, no. It'd be fun to do it, like have watch parties with friends or with community. I don't know what we watch, but obviously that'd be on Twitch because they're owned by Amazon, right? So you could go in and I believe have a watch party. I don't know if it still exists, but you could do a watch party, and then everybody who has Amazon Prime and access to these as well would be able to join you on that stream. And I always thought that was an interesting idea, but I like to, the only time I watch TV is usually when I'm eating, right? So it'll be like a lunch break or dinner. So you're just going to see me shoveling my face while I watch. Probably not the best thing to like put on the internet forever and ever and ever. For champion bots, yes. This is in response to something earlier. Doctor Who is for old people. Alex Farr is not true. I love Doctor Who. Luthien, I'm afraid to see what Alex's response to that will be. Happy New Year. Sorry I beat you in the brawl. Ryan, I do not accept your apology. I do not accept your apology. Not because I'm salty, but because you should never apologize for greatness. He thinks you're old. Oh, good game, by the way. He thinks you're old. There you go. Majority of the money went to bot lords. Yeah, I wish I was a bot lord. I see so much potential for MLS. They have a decent sized fan base. If we get 1%, it would be a successful venture. True. Was Don Hatham? Yes, he was. Don Gorgon was the username. I think Hatham is his real name, and Don Gorgon was the Discord or gamer tag that he goes by. So I cannot believe I never even looked that up before. There's talk about a lot of people who had left, so can't imagine that gala is all smoke and mirrors. They have so many good people behind their projects. The people behind Last Expedition were behind Call of Duty and Halo. Yeah, I don't think anybody's saying that it's all smoke and mirrors forever, but actually, I don't know. I don't know. No comment. Hold on, I do want to see something here. I'm trying to see if I've heard anything about. Oh. Well, isn't that fascinating? All right, well, we're just going to leave that there. Sorry. Oof. Game over, man. Game over. I know this is a reference to something, and I feel like I vaguely remember it, but I apologize. So, are you putting together a Rebellion song now? No, I am not. I am not putting together a Rebellion song. I think it's a little too far for Rebellion. But who is it? Nerd Cthulhu was saying that he wanted me to do like songs for each of the editions. That could be fun. It's like, should I do it just by myself the way that I did like Chaos is Here? I mean, it could be fun. But if the team's not part of it's like, if the team isn't like hiring me to do it, I'm just doing it for you guys, which of course is well worth it. But we'll see what they shake out with. I can only afford one game at a time, so I'm not playing Gala. I understand. Aliens. Oh, yes. I remember it now. Game over, man. Game over. Thank you. Thank you for that. So, oh gosh, guys, this makes me, I'm so glad. I am so glad we had this conversation about GLG, because I was considering, right? Again, like I said, I was just in the consideration moment of like, all right, where would I allocate capital right now if I wanted to see some kind of pump? So yeah, this is actually a very bearish moment that I'm experiencing live with you right now. I am very worried about GLG. There has just been a lack of communication. We finally have our first town hall, which is set for next Tuesday. No, what day is it? The 20th. So it's on a Friday. Next Friday, January 20th. I have to say that I don't know. The fact that the project lead is gone. What's the worst case scenario? I mean, catastrophic case scenario is the project gets shelved, token goes to zero, and they say it's a casualty of the bear market. I don't think that that's going to happen. The step up from that would be they shelve the game for a year. They shelve the game for a year and they say we're not going to put anything out this season. But wait, it's so weird because Chatter was just talking about them doing some kind of marketing. So maybe I am being too bearish right now, because he just talked about them like planning some kind of marketing. So yeah, I forgot about that for a minute. But I just wonder who's leading this project then, unless it's Matt. And it could be, but then who? Yeah, I guess Matt's got a lot on his plate. First town hall, what? Yeah, the first GLS town hall is going to be on the 20th of this month. If no Q1, Q2 release, token will be dead for at least 12 months. Yeah, well, I'll just keep getting an airdrop, but dead token. I think the debate on GLX versus SPS, which okay, so here's the thing, right? Because I think this is going to be. Let's be very delicate here. I don't want, you know me. I like to be fuddy, but I hopefully we can do it. Sorry, I like to be bearish. I don't like to be fuddy, right? So I don't want this to. Why? Okay, what am I trying to get at here? Why is the team, even like 16-bit, just as recently as a day or two ago, like encouraging people to buy packs, right? And saying that we're gonna end whatever, blah blah blah, and then move on to like the next thing. I don't believe. Or let me put it this way. I believe the team has enough integrity that they're not going to just rug pull something. Because that's the thing. If they rug pull or do something really, really shady where they're trying to get a bunch of people to buy into a project and then say that it's shelved for a couple months or that it even dies, like that doesn't just affect GLG. That affects SPS. That affects Splinterlands. Because people are just like, yeah, if they could do that there, that shows a lack of integrity. So I don't think that that's the case. But I also don't know where that leaves us for GLS, for GLG specifically as a game within the GLS platform. The way that they made it sound is that it's going to be as complicated, if not more complicated, than something like Splinterlands. So, it's like if they're not already working on it, that's a little worrying. Yeah, I okay. I think it's got too many. Let me put it this way, without sounding. I'm not trying to raise the alarm, but if we go back to that question about SPS versus GLX or just GLX in general, it's got way too many question marks. Way too many question marks for me to deploy any kind of significant capital at this point in time. So maybe going back and answering my own question in the opposite manner, I have a lot more faith in something like SPS, right? Just between these two projects. I'm not talking about the outside perspective. Between these two projects, I have a lot more faith in SPS because I know that the team is actively working to get SPS or the Splinterlands economy into a better place. And by staking SPS, I'll get free GLX. And if GLX ends up being a dead token, then I am just happy with the fact that I have been taking 50% profit from day one. Right? I sold when it was 20 cents, 30 cents. I'm selling now every day. And it feels good. And if it ever pops off, then that's fine. I still have 50% in my bag and I'll ride that thing for free. So I think the debate on GLX versus SPS in the short term is which one will lose value slower, long term, more bullish SPS. Agreed. The team isn't going to give up on Splinterlands. The game is already there and exists. If they don't have the assets and the resources to get GLG off the ground, then yes, GLG is sacrificable, if that's a word. The bearish case SL goes out of business. Yeah, I mean, that's of course what goes without saying. Catastrophic rug pull that affects SPL. I don't think it's a rug pull. Marketing equals smoke and mirrors. That dude, if they did that, I will tell you, as somebody who makes content, who has a good amount of assets in the game, who actually works with the team, if they did that, that would rub me the wrong way. If they did any kind of like anything that could be deemed a rug pull. Right. And I know some people have very, very generous definitions of rug pull because they're saying that what Splinterlands did now is a rug pull. I don't agree, but you know what I'm saying. Warner MLS aren't nobodies, so I don't think there's a rug pull. Great point. State of survival. That doesn't mean that businesses in partnership with Warner and the MLS don't necessarily go up. Don't necessarily fail. Did it pass? Sweet. Do you think DEC will be going up now that the DEC proposal is passed? I've been hanging on to a ton of DEC, so I hope so. I really, really, really wish that they had done a DECB proposal for like at least 3 billion, 4 billion. But, I think 2 billion will be a start. It's going to burn a ton of vouchers. And I hope that it burns. Here's the only way that DECB is going to fail: if it doesn't sell out, right? If it doesn't sell out somewhat immediately. But the problem that we're now running into is, where are we going to spend this DECB, and how soon and how quickly can we spend it? Sure, there's going to be people who will take the yield, right? 20% yield for their land, knowing that, because think about it this way, actually, guys. You're getting a 20% yield, right? If you believe that land is coming out this year or within 1 year of today, right? Functional land. The question then becomes is, where would you park your capital, right? Now, if you're looking at this again from an investment mindset, you want to prepay for land, prepay for other things. Again, it's only going to be usable. It's like a gift card in those areas, but you're being guaranteed a 20% yield. You spent it's actually 25% yield, right? 25% APR. Well, yeah, that's what we'll call it. Which again, you don't even need to wait for the full annual to get that value, because if guild buildings and guild alliances do launch within the first quarter of this year, or first half of this year, there could be opportunities to spend it there. If there's a promo card or some other kind of thing that you can burn DEC for, potions, land potions, you can get that immediate APR. But if you're looking at this from an annualized perspective, then you could say, well, I think land is going to be here in a year, and I would love to earn some yield, right? So think about it this way. Let's say you think that land and guild or land buildings or whatever, it's going to be out within a year, and you want to put $100 aside for that. No, you think that you'll need to spend $100 on it. Well, you could put $80 today. That will grow to $100 worth of value. Does that make sense? You could, yeah. So you could do that today, so that you don't have to spend $100 later, right? And this is where people talk about like DEC inflation and reduced demand in the future, which again, I understand. I just strongly disagree with, because I think land is going to eat up way too much DEC. And here's the thing: it has to. It has to, because land is being, viewed as this like major savior of the game. And so if you want to get the flywheel running, we need to burn tens of billions of DEC, right? Like, people need to be burning SPS so fast and so hard to get all of that excess supply up, right? If we want to move the price of SPS by the time a rally or a bear or the bull run comes back around. Because again, nobody's buying SPS otherwise. It was alluded that Matt was now in charge from a product perspective, but who are the developers and how does that impact SPL roadmap and timelines? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. If Matt is in charge from a product perspective, then that's fine. No offense to developers, but I'm sure they are a plug and play, if that makes sense, right? Like, to me, it's just somebody who understands the product and can like manage the whole thing. But now what's interesting is that Matt also said that he is the product manager for tower defense. So he's got a lot on his plate. And maybe the counter argument can be good, right? Maybe it's like, oh, it's, some people say he's got too much on his plate. Now, at the same time, we want all these economies to be somewhat interconnected, right? They are, for better or for worse. Tower defense and Splinterlands exist within the same kind of silo. GLG, at least for the next however many months, 10 months, is still there's still a connection there with the SPS airdrop, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if they did some other like, like for your customer, like surprise and delight stuff, where it's like, I don't know, if they did other things for Splinterlands holders or SPS holders, which makes me so like frustrated that they didn't do more with tower defense. You didn't get any benefits for being an SPS stakeholder with tower defense. And I just don't, I think I've said this before, missed opportunity. It didn't need to be something. They didn't need to launch a new token. They didn't need to give away anything for free necessarily. They could have just designed like a basic hero, right? If you have X amount of SPS staked for this period of time between now and when the game launches, like, and just imagine how much more SPS that could have locked up for people who don't care about holding SPS. But it's like, if you have it between, and it's not a single day snapshot, but a snapshot between now and when, like, whatever, like, you get some kind of benefit within the game. Developers have to be a separate team. Warner can be a partnership that never produces anything. There was no dollar commitment. Do we know that for sure? So there has to be someone running the development part of the show at least. I think the front end marketing sales are being doubled up by using Splinterlands HR. Yeah, well, there's definitely crossover now. So for all of the talk about, it being a completely separate team, I that's clearly not the case anymore. And I think we can forgive a little bit because we don't want this project to die. So if we have to share some resources, I'm fine with that. I'm just as bullish on the potential of something like GLG, and I would rather the team spend at least a little time focusing on that and making sure that it's moving forward. This is 100% my fear when they announce GLX. 99% of projects fail. What happens if it doesn't? How does that impact SPL? I mean, it becomes a mark on the loss category for SPL, but I don't know if it would affect SPL specifically. I mean, they did shove land for SPS for a whole year plus. Yep. Here's my tinfoil hat. I don't think they did it for SPS. I think they did it just because it was too big of a project and it's convenient to blame SPS. But that's just a tinfoil hat theory. You're probably putting too much thought into this guy not being there anymore. Yep, probably. They have to compete with Sorare. Can't do that with a shoestring budget and one developer. I've never played Sorare. Is it really that good? I should talk to Jeff. Jeff Opens Cards talks about Sorare all the time, I think. He was the face of the game thus far, Alex. So it would be cause for concern if more details are communicated. According to MLS, there are 46 million fans interested in the league. And the fact that the majority have joined in the past 10 years is monumental for several reasons. We just need one. Dude, I think we would be okay with even just 0.1%, right? Like, think about how successful Splinterlands is as a game with, like, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000 real players. Like, it doesn't need to be that much that that gets a game to the next level. No, Splinterland's going to take over the world with 10,000, 20,000 real players? No, probably not. But there is a sustainable game here that can organically continue to grow over time. When I feel, I will feel worried about Splinterlands if we go back down to 10 to 20,000 daily active users, right? Because that would tell me that more like a lot of the people who came before the big boom have now left, right? What we want, I don't mind the big boom and busts. That's just what happens with crypto in general, right? And at the end of the day, this is very much a crypto-based game. So I don't mind the big booms and busts. What I would not want to see is a retracement below previous all-time highs when it comes to, or below all-time lows or whatever you want to call it. So, and I know I would say that what, if we have 200,000, that's like 80% are bots. All right. I actually don't think that's out of the question. For there to be anywhere between 50 to 80% of the account are bots. But what I do like about where things are at right now is that these bots do need to invest into the game at least a little bit in order to get something. And I am so pumped for Soulbound reward cards, but actually more than that, or tied to that, is I am pumped for the fact that reward cards, the current reward cards, will be completely cut off, because that's another, I think I did the math for you guys, very rough, but it was also very conservative. That's another 500 million potential DEC that's being printed. So I like the way that the Soulbound reward cards can be used to mitigate that, where people will have to burn, at least in my opinion, they should have to burn whatever the burn rate is in order to unlock the cards. And then when you unlock the cards, you're not unlocking it so that you can burn it again and just get that DEC. That's a waste of time and resource credits. And some people want even more, right? Like throw a voucher in there. Maybe make it like, you know, the burn rate plus 25% or plus 10%, whatever the case is. I'm good with any of it. The minimum for me is just the burn rate, because then people will only go through the trouble of unlocking a card if it has value on the secondary market, right? And so if it has a certain value, it'll have an artificial floor price, which in this case, I don't think is terrible, right? Unless people unlock too many, at which point then you could arbitrage, right? You could arbitrage, buy cards that are selling for below their burn price and then burn them, right? So again, I don't know. I don't think it's that terrible. Vilson's in the house. What's going on? Rift Summoner is saying, no, SPL is not a rug pull. They're just complacent with the whole bot farms, a quotation. Which I'm not a fan of, but overall I love SPL. See, I agree too. This is the difference, right? A rug pull is nefarious. It's malicious. I don't think that the Splinterlands team, and at least from what I've seen, both externally and internally, they're not malicious. They're trying to create a good game. But have they gotten things wrong in the past? Yes, but I don't apply anything malicious to it, right? I just apply like a lack of understanding of either what the community needs or what the community wants. And so hopefully we are getting to a better place with that. And I think the team, definitely from what I've heard internally too, is really, really trying to make sure that they get this like community proposal thing and, you know, all that. So the team isn't making me feel better about land. I work with developers and I get a feeling that the team doesn't exactly know how to put it all together. Functional land will be disappointing. This was my bottom. This was my bottom for Splinterlands. I think people are going to be incredibly disappointed when land comes out. And here's the thing. If anybody on the team is watching this, Farpatrad, I love you and all the stuff that you're doing. Nate and the creative team, I know they're doing a lot of great things. I am not trying to say that the team isn't working hard. And that there aren't good intentions. I'm trying to say that the hype and expectations after a multiple year delay is going to make it very disappointing. And I think a lot of the people who came in paid way too much for land or waited way too long for land are going to be like, after all this time, after all this money, this is what we get. Yeah, no, I'm checking out. Maybe I won't sell, but I'm checking out. This is not exciting to me anymore. So. I don't think we will get land that we were expecting. I think we'll get a simplified version and keep it that way for years until the next upgrade. Then at that time, I can see real land. Potentially, yeah. Gala does airdrops. Wonder when SPL will do something. Well, they're doing airdrops for GLX, which is great. I would love to see more. Examples: node holders, title holders. I'm not hyped for land as well. I think it's going to be overhyped. I don't. Where is land? Oh, is the game still down? I haven't even claimed my land because I literally don't care. I mean, I do, but not as much as I'm sure people were expecting. Like I need to claim it, and I was like eyeing a spot, but it was like taking forever to get there. So, Gathering the Magic is in the house. What's going on? How far behind am I? I'm only 6 minutes behind chat. Let's catch up. Face is just a face, doesn't mean much as you think. Crazy Kamikami says bots don't need to invest anymore. They already did. They sit on what they have and profit. True, but new bots would need to invest more. And their profits are dwindling, right? So I see Rebellion packs are selling for $8 plus 2 vouchers. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'll definitely be waiting for the secondary packs, or it's actually secondary market packs, as well as just buying the cards off the market. At this point in time, guys, I have zero intention of aping into Rebellion packs. I've just seen too many pre-sales that end up not being worthwhile. So the reason I'm saying I won't ape in is because I may still buy some, right? Just to feel like I have some and just to open some packs for myself. But I like the way that I was trying to get like my Dr. Blights and all that. It's just for Chaos Legion, it's just not worth it. I'm still bullish with SPL overall, but I'm just doing my own strategy of when to invest and what to invest in. I just think that maybe if bots were not allowed, we could have 200,000 human players, SPS to $1. Well, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Unfortunately, we don't live in that reality. I don't know personally. I think a lot of people would have left anyway, but there's no denying that a lot of value was extracted over the past year, which is why, like, I look at sold on reward cards as just another step. It's just another step, hopefully in the right direction to curb a lot of the exploitative behavior. Waiting this long for land, it feels like the second Avatar movie that just aired, and I don't even own land. Yeah. I am also kind of disappointed with the way nodes turned out. At least I get something every day. Yeah, well, look, nodes were supposed to be something that helped to decentralize the game. Let's check something real quick. Follow me for a moment, please. Let's refresh this. So we have why is this 0? Is it because the game is down? Probably. But okay, so the SPS to DAO for the Riftwatcher sale is significantly higher. Than the SPS from node licenses. So I would actually say, once again, right? Look, again, hindsight is 2020. The node license, the node hype, all that stuff that happened in May of last year. It was a waste of time. And the reason I'm saying that is because those resources could have gone somewhere else, right? Because here we are all receiving SPS and vouchers now. It tanked both of those tokens even more. We are not doing anything to provide value for the nodes and node licenses that we bought. And the team had to create shop pages and go through all this stuff, right? And sure, it created some hype, it created some whatever. I'm sure it created fantastic pump and dump opportunities for people at that time. But it's one of those things where you look back at it and it's just like, well, if all this just went to the DAO anyway, or it got burned, it wasn't a significant enough amount to actually have an impact on the economy. So thinking or viewing it through that lens then means that they shouldn't have launched it until it was closer to actually being deployed. because we're just getting more free stuff for not doing any work. And you can bet your ass that I sell all of it every single day for ice cream, because I love my ice cream. So this is something that was just ended up being a waste of time, and ultimately ended up hurting the economy even more. And the fact that we're not even close to getting functional node licenses soon makes me feel like, the testnet is supposed to go live in Q1, but that means that if testnet is in Q1, there wouldn't be a mainnet until like Q2, which again brings us to a full year delay and almost a full year of like rewards given out for not doing anything. So is it any surprise that SPS tanked? Ketchup, bro. All right, I'm trying. I'm not buying anything from SL. I'd rather buy straight from the bots. There you go. Loading up on vouchers, restaking GLX. Oh, dude, you should have bought vouchers when they were at 7 cents. Why are you buying them now at 9 cents? No. You missed the trade. You missed the trade. I'm worried for you. Somebody said they did the math. I think it might have been Bulldog. Oh, well, I guess I saw this at 9.4 cents yesterday. That's when I sold. But guess what? I get more today, and I'm going to sell them all too. Can't wait. I'm glad that you're having fun, though, Gathering the Magic. If bots are getting banned, the economy is going to die on the spot. Obviously, wonder why can't people see this? I disagree, Last Hope. I disagree that the economy would die. I mean, I don't mind there being more things implementations to curb like bot behavior, but the economy would suffer dramatically. But I don't think it would die. I think we would start to see things actually priced accordingly. And again, I am happy that reward cards will probably be removed entirely, at least, dumpable reward cards. And so, yeah, I mean, rental market will go down, asset values will go down, but it would make it super easy for the people who stick around to soak up a lot of those assets. And that's fine with me. I hope GLX nodes airdrop soon. Yeah, see, here's another thing. We were just talking about the nodes, right? Like if they can't even figure out how to get the nodes ready for SPS or for Splinterlands, I doubt that we see GLX nodes airdropped anytime before that. So let's say that this is probably going to happen second half of the year. Oh, I didn't do any. Gosh, I really missed out because I didn't do any like 5 biggest things for GLX or GLG, but then again, there wasn't much there, so I really was not paying attention. Didn't even realize Don Gorgon was gone. All right, so remember why you originally bought nodes. Fear of missing out on all the cool stuff. Yeah, I hate bought all my nodes. No, not all of them, but I hate bought a lot of them, at least the first one. Because I felt like they really bent me over and screwed me with SPS by giving vouchers to nodes. That was just, what a terrible idea. What a terrible idea. Again, it's just, I look back at this stuff and I'm just like, these are all red flags. I should have sold out of a lot of stuff as soon as they started messing with the monetary policy of everything. And I was like, the Bitcoin maxi in me just was shouting in the background and I wasn't listening. But guess what? I'm listening now. All right, so 50 lords selling accounts for $50, by the way, each. What does that mean? 50 lords? Bot lords selling accounts for $50, by the way. Will soulbound rewards burn for DEC? If so, wait. So what do these accounts come with? Are there cards in there? Are there chaos cards in there that have a value of higher than 50 cents? because I'll buy an account just so I can get all the chaos cards that are worth more than $50, and then transfer them to my account and level up my deck for cheaper. Will Soulbound rewards burn for DEC? If so, it's still DEC printing. So this is crazy kamikaze. This is why I'm saying that if they do still burn for DEC, then in order to unlock them, you should burn the required amount of DEC that is equivalent to the burn rate. So for example, let's just go with a common card, right? A common card, I think if you burn it, it gives you 5 DEC. So if it comes to you soulbound and you want to unlock it so that you could sell it on the market, you could trade it, you could give it to someone else, gift it, whatever, or delegate it, rent it out, whatever the case is, you would have to pay 5 DEC. That way, once it is out and free and considered an NFT within the game, if somebody burns it, they're not adding DEC. They're essentially putting 5 DEC back into the pool after 5 was already taken out. Yeah, just look at nodes. People FOMO into high yield short term. I think land will just be like that as well. Probably. Rift Summoner, I agree with you on a lot of things. I still think they will over deliver on land. They know how high the stakes are and they want to get it right. Gathering Magic, I really, really admire your belief and your conviction on land. Like I said, as your friend in the limited conversations we've had, I just worry about you, my man. I did buy a ton at 7 cents. 9 cents is still laughably cheap. It was Bulldog who I think said he did the math on the value for vouchers. I guess vouchers could be, while DEC is low, what is it? One voucher is equivalent to like 200 DEC or something like that. I don't know. I don't feel like doing math right now. I mean, I love math. I just don't feel like doing it right now. I'm still waiting to sell mine for $20 to $30 each day. One day, oh, vouchers? Nah. I mean, unless they find a way to really sink it. Here's where you could get some voucher hype, right? Let's say this DECB proposal burns all the vouchers. And we only get 1.2 billion DECB out of it, which is fine because it's all soulbound, so I'm not worried about it. It's not going to be tradable inflation. It'll just be saved for the future. If they can do that with DECB, and that happens in the month of February, right? So we get the DECB implementation at the end of January. Then throughout the month of February, we just burn a ton of vouchers. That keeps the supply of vouchers very low. And then if they introduce this new, Q1, late Q1, Q2 promo card that they were talking about, and you can use vouchers as a discount on that in early, late Q1 or early Q2, that could pump voucher prices. Will it pump it to $20? I highly doubt it. But it could be interesting. I look at Lux Vega as... actually, maybe Lux Vega is going to be... Lux Vega could actually be the blueprint on how a lot of these promotions go moving forward, because it's not going to necessarily be a DEC burn mechanism, right? Especially if they're doing a partnership, then there has to be some kind of payment that goes to both the team and the partner. But if vouchers can provide some kind of discount, then they would set it up in a way where, half gets burned, aka vouchers, and half gets paid out to the team, right? So like DEC, for example. Now that doesn't do anything for getting DEC back to peg. But yeah. 0.018 my buying price for SPS and holding price at 20 cents. So are you selling right now, Rift Summoner? If I'm understanding correctly? Because I'm selling. Not all, but I am taking my ice cream money. Gathering has been the voucher hype man for a while now. He's been voucher and land hype man. When Rebellion comes out, I can't see vouchers under 25 cents minimum, plus with whatever voucher things come out in the meantime. Gathering Magic, see, like, again, I do want to press you on this, not maliciously, but it's just like, I feel like you pulled 25 cents out of your ass. So please tell me why you think 25 cents. And if you pulled it out of your ass, that's fine. But I just think that, throwing random numbers out there is fine, but we should just call it out as a prediction, unless you can like base it on some kind of math that you think is going to happen. But we don't have any information on vouchers, right? We just don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the demand for vouchers will be like. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that you're wrong. And would I love 25-cent vouchers? Absolutely. I'm just saying, All right, the economy won't die if bots get banned, but the economy will bleed hard and long, and I think it'll be worth it long term. I'm sure many agree with you. Bot farms spend more than any individual or groups. Phil also wants nodes. I'm impatient. I know they will 5x, 10x. Oh, you are patient. Don't know when, don't care. More time for me to stack them. Fair enough. I really hope they do 1-for-1 nodes, but I'm a little worried about GLG. Again, not dying or being a rug pull, but I am worried about it being shelved and a lot of the things that they had for it being delayed significantly. Also, Alex, show us the books. With bots banned, people have issues getting matches. I don't want to wait 30, 60 seconds for a match. I also wonder what will happen. Yeah, buy vouchers when low, sell when double lower. So repeat. All right, see you later, Rift Summoner. If we have 80% bots, and we were very likely more, so who's going to rent out all those cards we hold? If rental value goes further down, why would anyone buy assets then, and not just rent only? Well, here's the thing, and I know we're talking about bots, but it's just like, if rental values tanked, if card values tanked, how many people here would set up another account with Archmage and just start earning all those soulbound reward cards? And you imagine being able to set up a diamond deck for $500, right? Because asset values plummet. I mean, I'm tapped out, but I'm sure many others would look at that as a tremendous opportunity. Card rentals costs, daily income are laughably low. Yep, and it will get lower even without bots. I wonder if they come with potions. If daily SPS rewards 20x overnight, people will be buying and renting cards. Yeah, like the simple question here is getting SPS. Like, okay, the team may not say it directly, but I think to me it's very clear, right? I know they're focused on getting more features to keep players and to potentially attract new players, but this is crypto at the end of the day. The only thing that's going to bring people in is the returns, right? And then you will find people that stay and stick around for the game, like many of us here did, right? I've been here 18 months now. I'm sure many of the people in the chat came within the last 18 months whenever the bull run happened, and we stuck around because we like the game, we like the community, and to me that's enough. But just because they add a battle pass doesn't mean someone's going to join. Just because they add in, soulbound reward cards doesn't mean someone's going to join. They could have a partnership with The Rock tomorrow. I don't know that anybody would join, right? In crypto, it's all about the gains, which means if all other rewards are going away, meaning that soulbound reward cards will no longer have value, right? And then you have merits, you have potions, you do have packs potentially, but that's few and far between. So the majority of prizes in this game, both in ranked play and in your chests, is SPS. Then what you need is for SPS to pay out a significant amount of money, and it's not even at the highest levels, right? I guess maybe a little bit at the highest levels, but if you want people to join and start playing at the lower levels, you need SPS to start going up in value. And so the only way that will happen is getting DEC back to peg, which is why I think the team is so laser focused on getting DEC back to peg. Now, they also have the other reason of the fact that they earn their revenue in DEC. So imagine you're only getting 60% of your salary every day for the next year or however long it takes us to get back to peg. That kind of sucks, right? I want the team to be able to sell DEC to pay for expenses without fear of moving the market down. And so they can only do that if we can get to a point where there's not enough DEC in the mix. And then kind of associated with that is if there's not enough DEC in the mix and people are selling, but it's not enough, it keeps pushing above peg, then we start burning SPS. And once we burn a significant amount of SPS, that, like, I have my stack, right? So for example, I have my stack of SPS. I want to continue to let that grow. So I'm going to stake it and just leave it. But if I want to rent a card and I don't have any DEC, but I'm willing to put credits into the game, or if I'm willing to put other crypto into the game, whatever the case is, I will have to go and buy SPS, which gives that upward price pressure on demand price pressure. I will go buy the SPS for the intention of burning it for DEC, right? Because that will be cheaper than buying DEC off the market, for example. I mean, I probably won't do it. It's going to get botted out like crazy, but that's fine because then the bots do it and my stack of SPS gets, bigger and bigger. So to answer your question, after sound, with the bot lords selling $50 per account, they are empty, but hey, they come with a free spell book. I mean, it's good to see them selling out though. That means that there's just less botting that will happen with minimal accounts. I guess I could buy an account. I mean, that's an interesting way to do it. God, you could be flipping accounts right now for 50 cents. I could flip an account for $2. Right? I could sell an account for $2 and still be profitable because I got $3 worth of credits. Oh no, never mind. I'm an idiot. You have to pay $10 to get in. Whoopsies. Eliminating bots would have hurt in the short, medium term, of course, but long term, the sugar rush with bots is not sustainable as they continue to leach from the system. Agreed. Ryan 600. What's your favorite ice cream? Oh, man, probably anything chocolate. I mean, I like fruit, but when it comes to like desserts and sweets, which I don't always eat. Actually, most of the time I don't. Even though I joke about it. I love chocolate so much that whenever I eat something else, I'm thinking about chocolate and it just feels like I'm cheating on the dessert that I'm eating. You know what I'm saying? JB, the team said they can run PvE bots that don't earn easily for matchmaking purposes. That'd be fun. Voucher coupons are valued. I love that you call them voucher coupons because that's exactly what they are. Are valid 20 cents with the ECB proposal. Okay, so actually that so wherever Gathering the Magic is, at this point in time, vouchers could or should be valued at 12 cents, right? Because you're looking or a little bit less than 12 cents, because that's where the DECB or DEC is at. We're at 60% of peg roughly. So 60% of that value then becomes 12 cents. So sure, maybe I can see that run up going to 12 cents once DECB gets implemented out there. And if DEC starts to rise too, then those will both go up a little bit more. Dude, vouchers, 23 vouchers are crazy talk unless there's 5 liquid vouchers in the market. $20 vouchers did happen. Yes, it did happen at the beginning. I don't think that it'll happen again unless they find a way to really minimize the voucher value. Sorry, voucher quantity, not value. Like Rebellion could be interesting, but they would have to get so much. They would have to get so much off the market. Let's do this. Let's play a little hypothetical here. Let's go to vouchers. So there are 7 million vouchers in existence right now. I'm just going to run the full month of January. So we'll go 180 days between now and the summer. 180 days times 40,000. Oh my goodness. That's another 7.2 million vouchers that's going to hit the market. So between now and the time Rebellion comes out, which would be summer, there'll be 14 million vouchers in circulation. Again, I'm not accounting for any syncs right now. So you tell me how many packs are coming out, how many vouchers are going to be required for these packs, especially in the pre-sale. because right now we're going to have plenty of vouchers between now and then. Now, we know the team's actively working on this. So do I believe that 14 million vouchers will actually be in circulation by July? No. I mean, at least if there are, I'll be so sad and so disappointed. But my hope is that they aren't, right? That we can get to a point where... Why is SL Hive? Oh, never mind. Okay. That's just the holding account. Interesting. Okay, so that could be interesting. And Gather Magic, I already see what you're saying. So fine, we reduce it to 10K a day. That's still another 3.6 million vouchers, which means we are at 10 million or 11 million by the summertime, middle of summer, right? Early to mid-July. So 10 million vouchers. We'll see how many actually get burned for this DECB proposal. But what other things are we expecting between now and the summertime? A promo card, potentially 2 between now and the middle of summer, which could eat up a little bit. I'm really hopeful that Tower Defense will be another opportunity for a voucher sync. We've also heard that Guild Alliances could potentially be voucher syncs. Let's put it this way. How many vouchers would there need to be in circulation by the time a 1-month pre-sale for Rebellion comes out? And let's say they do something similar to Chaos Legion, where there are 1 million packs available for this pre-sale. That's going to get you this sweet Dr. Blight style promo card. The reason vouchers were at $20-25 is because there were none of them on the market. So we would have to burn through essentially, I don't know, 8-9 million vouchers before that point in time. Now, could we burn through a lot with a DECB proposal? Sure. I'll be curious to see what ends up happening with that. I mean, it'd be fantastic actually, but we'll see what happens. Yes, but supply was obviously much lower on vouchers than this moment. Getting stuck on the $20 is unwise. Oh, actually, quick question. Anybody here? I know there's been a lot of anti-DECB proposals. Is anybody here anti-DECB, voted against it? Let me know. And actually, before I even cover that, anti-DECB, would your opinion changed if DEC found a new floor peg? Or would it change if vouchers did like a 2-3x from here and actually made it up to 20 cents? How, like, would you feel differently if the, let me put it this way, if the DECB proposal was successful? And I don't know how you define success, but for me, I would define it successful as burning through a ton of extra demand here, or extra supply here, and actually getting us to a higher equilibrium. Would you change your mind about it and then be open to a second proposal, maybe for another 2 billion DECB? All right, there's no reason not to use vouchers if you buy from the store, depending on how many packs will get sold. True. So definitely speculation on voucher price on my part, but I think they will be used 1 per pack. Yeah, I think so too, and have many sinks in small amounts. So Harris Ochoa, good morning. Oh man, we've been live for almost 2 hours. Let's go. About 1,000 of Shauna's to rent out. Very nice. Hopefully that ends up being a big win for you. When the game implements small, hold up. Oh shoot, I'm getting some juicy insights here on the DCG. Ooh, Gemini and DCG are fighting, and that is not gonna be pretty. When the game implements small voucher sinks, 1 here, 2, 3 there, then the price will stabilize and trend higher. Yeah, remember that voucher store we were promised a year ago? SL should rent/sell bot license to allow you to run a bot just like a node. That'd make them some money and keep the number in check. I don't think that would work. People are going to find a way to run a bot regardless. Plus, if the DECB thing goes through, people will start burning vouchers like crazy. I hope so. That'd be great. Your thoughts on GLX, please. Oh man, we talked about GLX a lot. Black Hole. I would recommend going back in time, going back in the video. We did uncover that the project lead for GLX is no longer with the team. So my thoughts on GLX right now is that it could potentially be a great opportunity on one hand if they can still deliver a solid game within Q1 or Q2 of this year. On the other hand, there is now the fear that a lot of the innovation and things that they wanted to do get put on a shelf. I don't think that they would cancel the project, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wait until next season. Although that would really, really suck. So who knows? So didn't I say he was open to reducing the daily voucher drop? Yeah, we talked about that. Crazy Clement. I came here to say hi to an old friend. And here's something about 14 million stuff. Yeah. I'm starting a new PSA card rating company. I will review your Splinter's card and give it a grade A rating for only $5. $5 a card. I guess that's cool. Rate mine. Game's back up. Let's go. Me vote no. Hello, Jedi. Max gold foil Dr. Blight is like $1,000 now. I think it goes down from here still. Saving up for that. Ooh, nice. I'm against DEC, not by a big margin. It doesn't really matter, so I'd rather not change anything. I love the soulbound nature of it because that to me is like we get rid of the arbitragers, we get rid of people who are going to try to move the market one way or another. Now the people who are burning and buying DECB are the long-term holders and believers in the game. So to me, I love it. Even if DECB is successful, the price still be far from peg. Agreed, Drew Brada or Dua Brada. But here's the thing. I think as long as it's significantly higher than where we're at now and it does burn a good amount of DEC, I'll be happy because, again, I voted for it, but I would love for the proposal to have been 6 billion DECB. I wanted to clear house. I wanted them to just go big or go home, right? Go big on this, not go home, but like go big on it and just say like, we are going to try to burn through everything. And if you are interested in being here for the long run and you believe in the game, then you can buy some and that'll burn everything that we have in supply right now, which would get DEC much closer to peg, in my opinion. If they gave something like 5 packs for 5 vouchers straight up, I would spend all of my vouchers. They do. They do give 5 packs for 5 vouchers. You just have to buy 100 packs. If you can do that, then you're good. I mean, they'll even give you 10 packs for 10 vouchers. No vote from me. Too many tokens as is. Well, the best part about this is it's not a tradable token. Soulbound for me sold it even more so. It is just an extension of DEC at this point, which is what it should have been from the beginning. Soulbound. Are we talking to Papa Bear or After Sound? Give us Papa Bear back. We've definitely talked about some bear stuff today. The project lead left. I just converted Assets to GLX. Oof. Yeah, you're not the only one, Harris. You're not the only one. What's that song? I know I'm not the only one. You know you're not the... who's that? Sam Smith? Great song. Hello, Magic, and everyone on the chat. Good to see you guys here. So the game is back. Do we have new rule sets? Let's refresh. Let's hard refresh, actually. Let's see what happens when we do that. All right. So it is almost noon for me. We're coming up to 2 hours here. My bot's been playing for me. Fantastic. Thank you, bot. Oh, we got a good amount of ECR now to burn through. What else did they change? I don't even know what else they changed today. But game is back up and running. Brand Talk's in the house. What's going on, Brand Talk? Good to see you. So how does it work? If I cash in 1,000 vouchers, can I buy individual cards with that? Packs? Do you have to wait to use? Yeah, no, you have to wait to use the DECB. So the big portion of it will be on land, but immediate, in my opinion, will probably be guild buildings. I mean, I hope that should be day one. If it's not, that's going to be so disappointing. Guild buildings and guild alliance buildings will probably be areas in which you can use DECB. You'll probably be able to use them for potions as well, and land potions if that becomes a thing. So again, it's only going to be where you can burn DEC, but it definitely won't work for anything that's considered like company revenue or that doesn't get burned. And Brad Talk's saying the same thing. That way, it's not going to work for packs. So for me, actually not even for me, because I don't really care. It's like how much DEC do I want to spend on land? How much do I think I'm going to need to spend on land? And would I buy the DEC now or the vouchers? And I think that's probably why we're seeing vouchers pump significantly, is because people want to buy, a good amount of DECB. Now, I only have 2 plots, and I would... Let's see how many vouchers I would need to buy. Because my thought process is for leveling up my land, right? If I want to get a discount on that ahead of time, I wouldn't be surprised if we have to spend 100,000 DEC per plot over the course of like land. I think that's actually really small still, but I'm just going to roll with it. 100,000. So let's say I even reduce that to 50,000. Well, I can buy 100,000 for both of my plots, each at 50,000, and then divide that by 200 DECB, which means that I should or could burn 500 vouchers right now for my 2 plots, or burn $250 vouchers per plot to ensure that I have like 50,000 DEC worth, right? And so 250 times 0.09, we'll call it, is like $22 right now. That will have a future value of roughly 100. Does it make sense? So this is why vouchers are probably going to pump, and we'll probably see a lot of vouchers burned. So maybe Gathering the Magic is onto something right now, because the hope would be that by the time land comes out, DEC is back up the peg. So you have to roll the dice on that, right? Like, do you believe that we are going to get the tokenomics right within the next year or whenever functional land comes out? Potentially. I mean, even now, right? I know that I need to level up. I need to pay like monthly, or not monthly, but like guild. I need to contribute to my guild buildings, right? So even just a simple, like for our guild, it's like 100 DEC per brawl. So even just like buying a couple of, buying a little bit of DECB with these vouchers is going to go a long way. Because right now, if I spend a voucher, was it 0.09? Let's say I want to set myself up for the next like 50 brawls, right? So I could, so 50 brawls times 100 DEC and times DEC right now at peg, so times 0.000, not at peg, but at below peg. That's $3, right? But I'm set for like all the brawls for the rest of the year, probably even more than that. That's $3 that I could spend, or what is it? 50 brawls. What was I doing? 50 brawls times, oh, I can see the history here. I'm getting lost in my own mind now. Oh yeah, 50 brawls times 100 DEC is 5,000 DEC. If I do that with DECB divided by 200, means that I would need to buy 25 vouchers, which at the current value, 0.09, I could spend $2.25. So if I do it with vouchers, I spend $2.25. If I do it with DEC at peg, it's $3. And if I wait it out and just pay regularly whenever it comes through, the opportunity cost then becomes, let's say at some point in the future, near future, medium future, whatever you want to call it, we do get DEC back to peg, then that 5,000 DEC is actually worth $5. So again, these are just small numbers, but it's meant to show you can scale this up however high you want, right? With vouchers right now, I could spend $2.25. With DEC right now, I could spend $3. And with DEC in the future, back at Peg, I would spend $5. So right now I'm looking to spend roughly like 40 to 60% of the value versus what I may have to pay in the future. So that is the appeal for stuff that you know that you're going to have to buy already. It's almost like a 50% discount if you're planning on spending it in the future. Now, a lot of people, especially those who are on the fence, those who are feeling the FUD in the bear market, may not want to put that kind of investment in. But you do have your large region holders who know they're going to be spending on land. And like, I mean, look at Cryptomancer, for example, right? Like, I don't know if he voted for or against DECB, but he works on the team. Like, I'm sure he's excited about land. Right? I'm sure he's excited about land. He has his several regions. So I would look at someone like him as like, yeah, he's probably going to spend whatever he has right now. But what do we know that we have to buy? That's my issue. Stuff for land. It's going to be, so I believe land is going to be similar to guilds in the sense that there will be a building or buildings that will require DEC and probably some other things to level up. Like guilds require DEC plus there's a proof of like playing, right? And a proof of participation for that with crowns. That's what it's called. So, you know, right now I think a lot of people have taken advantage of it and they're just limited on crowns, which is fine because you can't buy your way to the top. I would assume or presume that land is going to be somewhat similar. I don't think that someone should be able to max out their land just by paying X amount of DEC. It should be something that's gated by time and participation as well. But, you know, that doesn't mean that buying now isn't a good plan. Didn't someone bring up the idea to have a prepay so people can pre-purchase stuff they need for land when it comes out? Landowner can use what they pre-bought. Well, that's what this DECB is, right? They're telling us already. They're telling us already that there will be maintenance costs and all this stuff on land, right? Level up your buildings. There'll be maintenance costs over time. Land is going to be a huge DEC sink, and there's going to be major taxes on landholders, right? So I just wouldn't be, as somebody who owns 2 plots, I'm willing to throw a couple of vouchers in or some DEC in, depending on what makes more sense at the time when this goes live. Just to have it there and ready, right? If it's for my guild or guild alliance, then that'll be awesome too. I think that'll be fun. And like I said, I hope we're going to get that in the near future. It's just, I'm a little worried about guild alliances right now. I know they were aiming for Q1, but Cryptomancer is working on this card set stuff. And if he's the lead developer for guild alliances and they're only having conversations now, it means that he doesn't start working on it until February once this card set update is done, if that doesn't get delayed. And then I don't know how long guild alliances are going to take, but they sound massive. Unless they just do some kind of like MVP version for guild alliances and get that out, you know, by the end of Q1. Again, that'll give them roughly like 6 to 7 weeks, but yeah, should be fun regardless. They said you need 10k DEC/DCB per plot. That's what they're thinking right now. I believe they said that is going to be a proposal that they put out to the community. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if people voted down, but that would suck if people voted it down. It doesn't need, we don't need it, but it would definitely help us get back to par sooner rather than later. Yeah, I just meant Utopium because we don't have any details on land. Have they taken years to implement land claims? Leaving a bunch of DEC sitting for an undefined period of time is an opportunity cost. 100%. Brand talk. So that's why I am trying to reframe it, not to get people to buy into it, right? But land is all speculative. So I feel uncomfortable putting a significant amount away for land, right? Unless I had a ton of land and I knew that like at some point it's going to be worth it, right? At some point they're going to deliver some kind of land, whether that's 2023, 2024, we are going to see something with land. And the reason I say this is because we have phase 0.5 right now, right? So it's just a matter of being patient. They will get something out in some workable form. Like they cannot drop land If they drop land, that's like, people are going to look at that and be like, oh, what a rug pull, right? They made you wait 2 years, 3 years for it, and now they just decide to scrap the project. Yeah, no, everybody would leave so fast. So the idea is, if you're going to park capital somewhere, is 20%, and actually vouchers are even a higher yield right now, but is a 20% return. Well, actually, vouchers are hard to quantify. But buying DEC, for example, buying DEC now and having more DEC later, right? 25, sorry, not 20%, but a 25% yield. Is that good for a year? Is that good for a year and a half? Like, let's be super bearish and say that functional land doesn't come out until like middle of 2024. Are you okay with earning a 25% yield on something that's dedicated for land over the course of, again, it's not an APR, because at that point it'd be over 18 months, but a 25% gain on land for that set period of time. And again, we don't know when that set period of time will be. We don't know the details on how much we'll need, but I wouldn't be surprised if people choose to engage with the ECB for that reason. Like I said, I'm buying some just for my guild and potentially for my guild alliance, so that I can help level that up as quickly as possible. But for now, I'm good. I would like to see some land items defined to encourage DECB investment. Well, here's the thing. I don't think that they're getting DECB out until the end of the month. So I don't know where their land discussions are at right now, but I would hope that by the time we get there, they can at least have a little more details on what we'll be able to spend DECB on. Because again, worst case scenario, it's not worst case scenario, but like it would suck if it falls flat, right? Like they set aside 2 billion DECB and people buy like 100 million, and they're like, yeah, we voted for it, but we don't really want it. Right? So we'll see. And it passed by the slimmest of margins, I think, right? Complete 69%. Yeah, there you go. So just 3% above what we needed. It is good to see, though, that there are more votes being included. But of course, that doesn't necessarily mean more people are getting involved and engaged. It just means that the whales are earning a lot more SPS at the top. Alert, new strain. Uh-oh. Unconscious diarrhea? Oh, that sucks. What is unconscious diarrhea? It's like, oh my gosh, I need to poop. It's like, oh my gosh, I pooped. Is that what it is? Can somebody please help me understand that? Did they say how many soulbound cars there will be when they release? No, we just got some eye candy yesterday, but we have not heard anything about that. Yeah. All right, guys, we are coming up to 2 hours here. Like I said, I am very much in work mode right now, or just like build mode. Things that I want to do and get done. First of which, I need to get to the gym and work off these ube cupcakes. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream here, especially because I do have another one in roughly 7 hours from now on Splinterlands TV. So if you want to come say hi there, we could always chat. But I have a lot of stuff that I'm trying to get to today, which is exciting. So I will catch you all sooner rather than later. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm trying to think. I have an errand early morning Thursday, so I don't know what time the stream will be, but hopefully roughly the same time. And I won't be just, sleeping in, getting up late. I'll have my morning already conquered. But unless there's any other major pressing questions or things that you guys want to discuss, I think I'm gonna hop off for now. Like I said, I'll be live in roughly 7 hours from now on Splinterlands TV, so come by and catch up with me there. But yeah, now I'm back in Houston. I'm back home for a bit. I don't have any travel plans, at least not for a minute. So hoping to continue or get back into the swing of things with the multiple live streams per week, maybe even add in a couple more at different times for folks. Hoping hopefully more content coming. I'm definitely I've also done a lot of stuff with my music stuff on the sides, or not on the side, but like um so if you want to connect with me on Instagram or see other music related things that are not Splinter Lens, I'm spending a lot of time on that now. 2023 is the year for that, considering that I don't have much to do on the Splinter Lens music side. So I'm trying to bring that creativity back to where it all started. But Old School House Brewery, great hanging chat. Thanks for coming through. Harris, let's talk about the unconscious diarrhea more. I mean, again, is my understanding is correct, right? Like, conscious diarrhea means, oh my gosh, I always have to go, and I'm just thinking about it and like I feel it. But if you're unconscious about the diarrhea, that would mean that you have no idea that you have to go, but your body just does it anyway. And so it's not, I have to go poo. It's, oh my God, I pooped and I didn't realize it. This is the best thing to end our stream with. All right. So I'm glad we're all on the same page. Thanks for streaming. Have a great day. You as well. Have a great night. I know you're on the other side of the world. Bring back Darkest Night. Yeah, we'll have to find a time. Probably on Sunday. Weekends are usually better for him. He and I talk like literally every single day. So don't you worry. Darkest Night will be back at some point. But otherwise, I will catch up with y'all soon, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Great rest of your day, night, whatever time it is. I will see you all soon. And yeah, peace.